Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your man, Words Taylor. Salute. How y'all feeling? Salute to the dream builders. All right, so you all know we've been doing this Ready to Launch series every single week while I'm teaching entrepreneurs how to get more customers in their business and make a reliable income. Pretty much, our focus is how do you build a sustainable business that is going to be able to continue to pay you instead of you being in a position where you're always paying the business and now the business feels like a liability. So if you're in that startup phase and you're trying to grow the business, or you've been in business for a while but you've been stuck in a particular phase and you want to get out of that, then this series is for you. All right, so today I'm going off a question I got. Okay. One of the things that the young lady said was, how do I understand the behavior of my customer better in order to get them to purchase right away? This is a great question. All right, let's dig into this. So one of the things that we do in Dream Builder Nation in my community is I teach people how to operate an assessment. We call it the HEBE Tribe, where it breaks down a hunter, an explorer, a builder, and an experimenter. So in that, there are 4 behavior types. These are the 4 behavior types that I've been able to identify for people that are potential customers and for us as entrepreneurs. So when I look at that and I understand these behavior types, I studied this for 2 years. I was actually in Eric Thomas' program, and this is right before he became a client. So that's actually how I got him on board with me as a client. But I was in this program to understand human behavior, how humans interact, how they make decisions. This is phenomenal, right? And so once I started to understand that, literally my business began to grow on a whole nother level, okay? Because when you understand the behavior, you start to be able to design your program and your marketing around it. So let's go through them. Number 1, I learned that the hunter is the one that is going to make very fast decisions, right? They are results driven. So their goal, their decisions that they're going to make is based off of the results. So you can, when I'm marketing, I may say to them, we're going to focus on who I've already worked with, right? That's important. That's why you may hear me say, I've been able to launch people like Eric Thomas or David Shands or Justin Phillips or Him 500, things like that. Because for a hunter, that's important to know that you've worked with some people, one, that they may respect and that you've been able to get a result from them. And another thing that they want is they want to be as hands-off as possible, but they still want the execution done. So they're ones that are like, look, let's do it. Let's move now. And even when I get on closing calls, or I've gotten on closing calls with them, for them, they don't need the whole big pitch or anything like that. They just want to know, all right, what do you need from me? How much is it? And they're going to tell you whether they can do it or not, whether they want to do it or not. So it's very quick. More so a very demanding person, competitive, all of those things. They're a leader, things like that. So they make decisions very fast. And so when I know that type of behavior, for them, I may offer things like done for you services, because they're like, I'm not trying to just sit. Because what happens is when you're presenting to them, if you get them to stop or slow them down, that's when you're taking them out of their natural behavior. So for the hunter, I want a program that is done for you. I want to make sure that I put my results up front, who I've worked with. I'm going to set all expectations, and then I'm also going to set what I need from them. That's it. And then I'll tell them when things can be done, when checkpoints. So they want to have the information so they know what you should be doing, and they want to be able to hold you to that standard, right? So they have a standard that they want to hold you to. Wow, that's it. So now when you understand this behavior, now I understand how to present to a hunter. I understand how to talk. I understand they want to see that you have some authority. They want to see that you are the authority in your particular industry. So you can't come weak. You can't come unsure. You can't come like uncertain. You have to know. And when you say a price, you must say it with your chest and mean it, right? How do you do content for the hunter? Again, most of the content that I'm going to do for the hunter is about results. So this is where you may see me start doing content of, look, I help this client be able to make 6 figures in a month, or I have this client be able to make $1 million in a quarter, $1 million in a month, or whatever, or I've worked with this person. Most of the content that you see me doing, where I'm focusing on results, right? Where I'm just focusing on the outcome of things, I'm gearing that towards the hunter because I know their behavior, what gets their attention is results. That's what matters to them. It's like, can you do the thing that you said you can do? If you can't, move out the way. And here's the thing, as the hunters, they don't mind paying what is needed to be paid as long as you can do the thing that you said you can do. Now, here's the gap that the hunter has to understand is their gap is if they find out that you can't do what you can do, or they hire somebody, they're very quick to be like, you know what, I'll just do it myself. So they will take on a lot of myself things and then look around and see like, wait a minute, I added 10 things that I said I'll do myself, which they may be simple to them, but now you get into overwhelm. So they're gonna get into overwhelm very quickly because they're gonna take on way too much. So I always talk about, Allen Iverson, where it's like, Allen Iverson, I love AI, basketball player, for you all don't know, he never got a ring. But my man, he could score 50, 60 points, and that's great. The hunter they're gonna get there. They're gonna score to 60. But then you can score 60 and still lose the game because the other people around you may not be adding the value, or you don't know how to use the other people around you, or you feel like they're incompetent or whatever you feel, to the point where you're like, I can't even rely on him. I'm gonna do it myself. This is why it's so important that when you meet a hunter, you wanna make sure you can deliver on what you said you can deliver. If you can, boom, you have a customer and they will only use you. If you execute on what you said you can execute on, you now have a customer for life, I promise you, because they know that it's hard to find reliable people. And if they find somebody that's reliable, that can produce results, they're not leaving them because they don't want to go through the process all over again of finding somebody, hiring, firing, all of those things. So that is the first behavior type that we market to, is the hunter. So I told you how I market to them, how I set up my content for them. Everything is going to be pretty much results driven, testimonials, who I've worked with, anything that if I come before you, I want to come before you with my chest out, because they want to see that you can dominate the market. They want to see that you're the best at what you do. They want to see that you have the authority, because in order for them to actually submit to your process, you have to show a level of authority. You have to, because they're going to make suggestions for you. They don't want to do it, but they're still going to make suggestions for you. And you have to be like the hunters that I work with. I have to say, all right, what we're not going to do, you're not going to pay me to do it your way and then be mad about the results that we do not get. All right. This is not a job. You're not my employer. What we're going to do is you pay me because I have a process that gets results. We're going to do my process. All right. Or we can stop, or we can move on, and you can take it. Because if you want to do it your way, you could just hire some employees to do it your way, and then you go ahead and figure it out from there. I've had that conversation before, right? And so when you develop, the key thing here is you have to have a process developed. None of this, I got to move off the cuff and you guessing, you testing, trying stuff. Like, You do all your testing and stuff prior to coming to this person. When this person sits in front of you, you want to be firm in what you believe in. You want to be firm in your system and what you can bring to the table, the results that you've gotten. And now, because you can stand on that. When they say, oh, no, I think, you know what? No, I don't like that. I think we should do it this way. You can say, no, we're not doing that. We're going to move this way. All right. So that's the first person. In the second video, I'm going to give you number 2. Now, number 2 is a wild card. Number 2 is a wild card. Okay. So you definitely watch the next video. We're still talking about human behavior. It's going to be a 4-part series. We're talking about human behavior. Now, I do talk about on my free training, which you can see the link below. On my free training, I do go into detail on how I come up with my audience and how do I market to them, what to say to them, and then what tool do I use to actually get those people into my program. So go ahead, click the link below if you're interested in doing my free training. But other than that, let's get to number 2. All right, let's get it. Ugh.